Hey y'all, this is Doc Man again, coming back at y'all. Uh, um, I was sitting here trying to compile today's today's prepper report, and it takes a while to put this stuff together. I don't know if y'all realize that or not. It takes a lot of looking at the news, a lot of notes, and stuff like that. But anyway, while I was doing it, I guess you could say I was multitasking, and I was sitting here thinking about, a lot of people make videos about these bug out bags and everything, for 3 days of survival, to get you wherever you need to be. Well, what if it takes longer than 3 days, man, and you can't get back to your main compound where you got all your stuff? You're going to be in a little bit of trouble. Anyway, and I was sitting here and just shooting from the hip, so to speak. I was making a list of some things that, let's just say you're going to be out there for a month unexpectedly, or maybe 2 months, or maybe permanently. I mean, who's to say? Because nobody really knows what's going to happen. We just all know in our guts and in our hearts that something's got to happen sooner or later, because the plain truth is history repeats itself. And disasters don't have to be worldwide. They can relocate and become a local thing. We could have it just here in the United States, and it won't have to be worldwide, in which case we're all screwed. But if we're prepared, we're not screwed. I guess that's what a lot of people don't get, man. That, the whole prepper thing. But it's not that we're insane or we're crazy or any of that horse shit. We just, expect the worst and pray for the best and take it as it comes. And if we're prepared, then there's a chance we might survive this mess and walk away. Then that doesn't make us crazy or insane. It makes us smart. So anyway, now that I've got all that horse shit off my shoulders, I was sitting here making a list of, the things that we may need. And okay, before I get into this, I know this may be a little boring to y'all, but bear with me for a minute, because I need to say all this. I didn't really realize how much we take for granted, our just daily things in our lives, and it's just absolutely amazing. The more research I do, and the more thought I give it, the more amazed I am, and it's almost shocking to me, to a degree. So, without further bull and ado, let me get into this now. Naturally, if you take off, you got a bug out, and the situation calls for it, you're going to need food and water. Okay? Well, fact is, in different variations, but it's pretty much the timeline for food and water is you can survive 3 days without water and up to 30 days without food. So you might want to keep that in mind while you're bugging out. Okay, you're going to need water. You're going to need a water filter, purification tabs, because if you do run out of water when you're out there, there's no telling what kind of funk you're going to have to, drink, and you're going to want to have to purify that stuff so you don't get sick. You're going to need a way to make fire. Now, there's several different ways to make fire. Use what works for you the best, or what you know. I'm going to be doing a review on different ways to make fire later on. I've got a lot of videos I intend to make here in the near future, and that's going to be one of the subjects. Okay, you're going to need shelter. A tent, one-man tent. I mean, they got these fold-up one-man tents. Everybody should have a tent. You're going to need a sleeping bag, something to keep you off the ground, away from all the critters. For the rain, you're going to need some kind of poncho. Hell, you can use an old garbage bag for a poncho, just as long as you can keep yourself dry, because getting wet out in the wilderness and stuff is not a good thing. You're going to need probably extra coats, gloves, basic clothing. Depending on what the situation is, you may need a gas mask, or even a particle mask if you can't afford a gas mask. The gas masks are, I think, $11.95 through surplus. That's cheaper than dirt or something like that. I've seen them somewhere. That'll be included in another one of my videos I'm going to do later on. Most importantly, with the clothing, um, most importantly with the clothing, and a lot of people don't mention it. David Sardi, my buddy, he doesn't even know who I am yet, but I watch a lot of his things on YouTube. Anyway, brought to my attention, David Sardi did, about two things that are very seldom mentioned in a bug out bag, and that are very, very important. You're going to need some good boots, good comfortable boots, walking shoes, preferably something that's waterproof, and socks, man. You got to keep your socks changed. My brother was in the military, and he didn't keep his socks and shoes changed, and today he's got what they call jungle rot. He's been out of the military for 35 years, and it still follows him today, all because he didn't change his socks out in the field. Anyway, now, since you can do without food for up to 30 days, and if you're one of those people that are so fortunate enough that you can afford, to have weapons for your defense, I talked to a friend of mine named Animal, and he said when he was in the Vietnam, he said the two things he carried the most of was water and ammunition. He said he'd pack as much as he could carry. He'd even leave behind sea rations or whatever he had to eat, and make a compromise in the food department, just so he could have more ammo and water. Anyway, some other things you might want to have. Antibiotics. You can get fish motts at your local pet store, which is amoxicillin. It comes in 250 and 500 milligram capsules. It's basically the same damn thing that the doctor gives you. I did a little research on that, and that's what I found out. Let's see. You're probably going to want a few multivitamins. Now, you're going to want to know what the hell's going on around, so I would suggest that you take one of those hand crank radios with you so that you don't have to worry about your batteries going dead. Yes, you're going to need some batteries. That's pretty much a given. A flashlight. Let's see. Another couple of things that you might want to consider, some kind of rope, twine, nylon, hemp. Climber's rope is awesome, man, if you can obtain some of that. I know it's a little bit more expensive, but man, that stuff has just got a super high tensile strength rating. Let's see, Band-Aids. Now, sutures, thread to sew somebody up in case they get cut real bad. Now, here's the thing. Now, if you don't have time to stitch somebody up, or you don't have a means to do it, use super glue, man. Super glue. Super glue that cut and then wrap it with. One of the really important things I suggest that you take with you is duct tape, man. That stuff is like your best friend in just about any given shit hit the fan situation. You would be amazed at how much you will use duct tape in that situation. Now, super glue will hold for about, in my experience, 3 to 5 days. The biggest enemy to super gluing a stitch is going to be moisture, which would be even with stitches because of infection setting in. Now, if it does give way, then the duct tape will probably hold it in place for you. And 3 to 5 to 6 to 7 days, it should be pretty much healing up on its own. It should be good enough to where you don't have to worry about holding it together anymore. Okay, now let's see. Those little R bags you get from Walmart, the little plastic bags. You may want to take some of those with you, something you can crap in, tie it up and then bury it or whatever. But hygiene is going to be one of the things that you're going to have to, because that could be one of the things that can really nail you down in a shit hits the fan situation. I suggest you take tampons in case somebody grabs a bullet wound, snags a bullet wound, you're on the run. You shove a tampon in a bullet wound and it'll stop the bleeding most effectively than anything else. And as long as it doesn't strike a vital organ or a main artery, you should be okay. You should be able to get somewhere and get the proper repairs so you don't leak no more. Okay, let's see. Now, there's some other things here. I think I pretty much covered it all. I mean, you know, well, naturally you're going to want to try to take a toothbrush. I don't know if I mentioned multivitamins, but that's always a big help. Okay, that just about covers it. Candles, flashlight, yes. Okay, now, here's the thing. Everybody talks about, well, what kind of weapons do I take in a shit hits the fan situation? Well, basically, you take whatever you got, and as much ammo as you can carry, like I mentioned earlier. But your best defense in a shit hits the fan situation, okay, and you got a bunch of people running around looking for whatever they can get from whoever they can get it from, and if they don't have food and water, well, and you do, they're going to try to kill you, especially for their family survival. So the smartest thing you can do, in my opinion, is evade. Okay, elude, evade. Stay hidden, stay out of sight. You may want to move only at night, hide during the day, and don't make your presence known. Go around the trouble, and you know, there's no shame in that, man. So don't say, well, you know, I'm going to jump up and kill everybody with my assault rifle. Man, that's just plain stupid. Besides being immoral, or anyway, but yes, being hidden, invisibility, stealth is going to be one of your best defense methods if you're out there. So, I guess that just about wraps up my goofy thoughts here on your bug out situation. And as always, Doc loves y'all. Be good and don't let the zombies get you.